What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're just going to start off by giving thanks to a couple of people. Not only you guys for supporting the channel, because that means the most to me. I really appreciate it. You guys are really making my dreams come true. But I also want to thank all the people out there that call subcompacts obsolete, that they're trash, that they can no longer compete. I also want to thank all these firearm manufacturers for making smaller, thinner firearms with more capacity. Because stuff like this just happens. In front of you, you see a plain Jane Glock 27, right? The only thing I've added, I literally picked this up a couple hours ago, right? But I've already added Talon Pro Grips, I believe they are. They're the ones that are very soft and mushy, but they also have a ton of grip and they're not going to rip up your clothes. They're absolutely great. They're perfect. I just happened to buy a pair at that local range. And I also bought some Ameriglow 3-dot sights, which are on my other Glock 27, which I'm very used to carrying and shooting with. And you may ask, why did I get another plain Jane Gen 3 Glock 27? Well, the answer to that question is $300 out the door, without more than a box shot through it. I always call around the range, and I always stop by their used section, which I think everyone needs to look at the used firearm section. Oh wait, before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe, tell me what you carry today, what kind of holster, what kind of defensive ammo, and yeah, also, ignore my hands. I do new construction plumbing. It was a rough week. I've showered multiple times, washed my hands multiple times. This is spray foam, just cuts. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. Plumbing is an awesome trade to get into. I recommend it for everyone. But here is a $300 out the door Glock 27. And when I picked it up, the first thing I noticed is no scratches, nothing. This has no holster time. Literally no holster time. The finish is flawless. The barrel, yeah, it's got a little wear, but it looks like the guy just spent some time racking it in his house, right? Then you go to the internals, and you can see there was a little bit shot through it, maybe about 10, 20 rounds, and I guarantee what the person said, maybe he bought it for his first firearm, he said, it's too snappy, right? So he immediately turned around and sold it. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. If I ever see a Glock 26, 27, 28, 33, 39, or any Glock for that matter at $300, in this condition, I'm buying it. Doesn't matter how many of them I have. I have 2 other Glock 27s, so this is my third. But this is going to be my winter carry. One of my primary winter carries. Obviously, I'm still going to carry the 26, the Hellcat Pro, the Hellcat, the Shield, and on top of that, the IWI Masada. But my point is, all these videos online, you can look it up. People call the Glock 27 and Glock 26. First of all, they call the Glock 26 obsolete. They call the Glock 27 pointless for being chambered in 40, being so small, only able to get 2 fingers on it, and your other finger dangles down here, which is fine. It's still a great way to grip the firearm. Most of your support and recoil fighting comes from this hand. This hand is more a hand to keep steady for pulling that trigger so you're not shanking shots, right? But the fact that I left with a Glock 27, some grips for it, and on top of that, some new sights for around $400 is unbelievable. Unbelievable. This thing is carry ready. With that being said, I will be taking it to the range and putting some rounds through it. Oh yeah, and also I did add the Wilson Combat backplate that I already had sitting at home, just doing nothing basically. But anyways, a Glock 27 for $300 is unbelievable. Think about what's in the $300 range, right? We got the CZ-P10M, we got the Taurus G3C, Taurus GX4, basically the whole Taurus lineup. You have some Bursas and stuff like that. You don't hear a Glock for $300 that often. And now I have a night sight setup with awesome grips, reliable Glock 27 in my hands, out the door for under $400. So I always tell people, firearms are meant to last tens of thousands of rounds. So just because it's got a used sticker on it, and it's not the most brand new thing in the world, that doesn't matter. For instance, you buy a car brand new at the lot, sometimes that isn't the best financial decision, because the second you leave that lot, the depreciation of that car is extremely large. You lose like a quarter of the value of that car just by driving it off the lot new. You buy it used, then it slowly depreciates, right? Something like this is unbelievable. They probably spent $550 on it, probably sold it to the place for $200. I pick it up for $300, and I just hit the lotto in my mind. I can never have too many Glock 27s. I can never have too many compact Glocks. I mean, look at these. Look at the slide. There is not a single scratch. Not a single ounce of holster time. It's unbelievable. Then I got home, opened up the internals, and exactly what I thought was there. There was still the copper lubricant, the anti-seize lubricant used by Glock right from the factory. It was still completely in there. Like, it was never even moved around. It was moved around a little bit. Once again, no wear and tear on the insides. No gunpowder residue, nothing. This thing was just basically in great shape. Honestly, if I were them, I would have priced it at $400 to sell it used. But they know that people call it obsolete. They know people are going for the SIG P365 X macros, the Glock 43Xs, the Glock 19s, and stuff like that. They know people aren't going for the Glock 27. So I just hit the lottery. So I just want to say thank you to everyone out there calling these firearms obsolete. Because here's the thing. Walking away with a firearm that has the power of a 40, the versatility of the 40. I can convert this to 9mm if I want. I can convert it to a Glock 33 if I want. I have unlimited magazine sizes. As you can see, I have a 13-round mag here. I have a 9-round mag in it right now. I can get the 22-round mag for it, and they'll all run reliably. I've never had issues with my Glock 27s. Now, something like that is just unbelievable. This firearm can last forever, and when crap hits the fan, this is one of those firearms that's an absolute must-have. A small piece on you that is still powerful as can be, that can even flex from pocket carry if you really wanted to, with light civil liberty defense rounds, like in here, light rounds, all the way to just everyday carry with the 9-round mag or the 13-round mag with the X-Grip. Or you can even carry in the woods if you have to, right? And I don't recommend carrying anything less than like a 10mm or 44 Magnum, 357 Magnum in the woods if there's grizzly bears around. But in 99% of the United States, you are not in grizzly country, right? And even if you are, throw 200 grain hard cast rounds in here, and this thing can defend against a bear. Now, I'm not saying it's your best chance, but it can if it really has to. And it's just a firearm this small. Ammo matters. Reliability matters. Parts compatibility matters. The parts that come off of Glock 19 are 80% compatible with the Glock 23, the Glock 27, the Glock 26, the Glock 33, and so on. They're about 80 to 90% compatible across the board. So if you're like me and I stock up on Glock internals, upper parts kits, lower parts kits, all that, then you know that you have a firearm in your hand that will last a lifetime. And literally, like I said, it's like I bought it brand new out of the box. So sometimes when you see me bring a firearm on the channel, it's not necessarily new. I tell you when it's used. I have no problem buying used firearms. I think that is the best way to go. Now when it comes to like a budget Taurus or a budget Bursa, I'm not going to buy a used one of those. A budget High Point, a budget Sky, never. But a firearm that's like a Glock that isn't budget oriented, or a SIG for the people who like SIGs, or an HK, and the price is so amazing, I'm getting it all day long. So this right here is an absolute gem. This was an absolute find. Great condition. Everything about it I love. And so I will be turning this into my winter carry as my main. I will be carrying it most likely with a 13-round mag, just because I can conceal it. Sorry. And even in the winter, in the summertime if I have to, 9-round mag, light rounds, conceal it just like that, no problem. So just wanted to point that out to you guys. Buying used is a great thing, and on top of that, don't listen to people when they say it's obsolete. That's an opinion, that's not a fact. All of these firearms can do damage. All these firearms can protect ourselves. Obviously, there's some that jam and are only single shots and stuff like that that aren't more practical, but they are never obsolete. Thanks for watching, guys.